work out why people pebble dash their houses.
Hello, welcome to Out of the Loop. My name is Tom.
My name's Chris.
My name's Maddi, and I have just started drinking turmeric tea.
Woo! Before we get started, the one thing I wanted to say is that during this, whenever we're talking about conversations and stuff like that, write down your comments in the comments box below. Let us know what you think on each of the subjects, and please do give this a like. Give it a like now. You're going to love it. I promise you.
Thumbs up.
Give it a thumbs up. It really helps with the channel. It helps us grow, and that's what we want.
And he's desperate.
I am desperate.
We're all very
so
desperate for attention.
Yeah. You know how your parents sometimes really annoy you and you think, oh, God, I just want their inheritance, right? Yeah? So you think, I know, I'll order a hitman. You know?
Wow.
Russian police learned of a 22-year-old man's diabolical plan to kill his parents and sister from a friend of his to whom he had confided in.
Was that like a drunk text or something?
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill my family.
You up for it? To make sure he was serious about killing his family, police set up a meeting between the man and an undercover policeman posing as a professional hitman. Their worst fears were confirmed when the man gave the assassin all the details that he needed to get into their parents' house, like where the cameras were, security codes,
Normal
all of
stuff.
that kind of stuff. He allegedly offered the killer 3 million rubles, which is $54,000, one for each of his murdered family members. So he will give them that much for each.
$54,000 for each.
Yeah, for each family member he kills.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
If you're going to kill 3 people and you're offering that sort of money, do you go, can I get a bit of a deal on that?
What, 3 for
Bit of
1?
a 2 for 1 or something?
According to sources from the police, the next step was the hardest, convincing the victims that their own flesh and blood wanted to kill them.
Surely you'd go in with like some audio or a... So, got a really fun video for you, folks.
But
Your son plotting your murder.
the parents simply couldn't believe it at first, but then when they saw the evidence, they were like, yep, yeah, he wants to kill us.
Yep.
That's a given.
Yeah, right, all right.
We're
See what you mean now, actually, with the plotting of the murders.
Yeah, both the man's parents and his sister posed for gruesome pictures in which they showed themselves stabbed up with their throat slit, throat slit, throat slit, They staged the murder. They took pictures of it to then return it back to the son that wanted them killed. And then, of course,
The hitman was never seen again.
No, the hitman was an undercover. I don't think you understood the story. I don't think Chris understood the
I've
story.
got patches in that. That's how well I'm understanding that.
So surely he doesn't live at home. Because if you'd found that out about your son and then he was still living under the same roof as you, you're like, what if he gets a bit, stabby?
So the undercover policeman arranged to meet the 22-year-old in a Mercedes. I don't know why that was important to the story.
Mercedes,
Well, it's a high-class hitman.
He is in with the money.
Is that a hitman? Is that a hitman car? do you
Hitman
think?
car,
A
yeah,
Mercedes.
clearly. There's a lot of space in the boot for bodies.
Where he showed them the photos of his dead family. The man reportedly expressed delight.
Oh, brilliant!
I love that.
Stunning job!
You know that was in the report, though.
Yeah,
it was
definitely.
like. So how did he feel when you told him that you'd killed the family?
Static.
I would say, oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't quite ecstatic. I'd say delight. Then he promised that he would pay the 3 million rubles as soon as he received his inheritance.
Oh.
Little did he know that he would never get the chance to do so. You're done fucked up.
You fucked it.
He wanted to get rid of the parents because they were not giving him money. But, and this is what's even more shocking. What could be even more shocking than that, Chris?
He didn't actually mean to kill his parents.
I mean, we've already said that he expressed delight. I don't understand how you could come up with
Would've
that.
been a
Well,
good
maybe
twist,
there was a bit of, maybe it was a foreign hitman and there was just a bit of a...
You know that the hitman was an undercover cop. I don't know. Have you listened to my story?
Not really.
It's hard because you'll read it off the paper and then when I say what is it, then you'll bullet point it and that's great and I get it. But when you're reading off the paper, I struggle.
What do you think could be even more shocking to add to that story?
I don't know, Tom.
No.
Tell us.
Okay.
They weren't really his parents?
Yeah.
Oh my
God!
But you know he expressed a lie! This isn't the first attempt at killing them. In fact, it's the 4th.
Oh.
Exactly, Chris. That is what is
hates his
shocking.
parents.
Or he really hates his parents. The first time the ungrateful son tried to play assassin himself. But he ended up running away after his parents noticed that there was someone lurking dark outside their house. He's like, oh no! Which is really weird because he doesn't have to lurk. They're his parents. He could have got into the house.
Yeah, he could have just
Probably got
surprise stabbed them.
Like you don't.
I imagine being stabbed is a bit of a surprise, generally.
The second time he tried poison them by slipping pills into their tea kettle, but his father noticed there was something wrong with the drink and threw it away. This is a comedy of errors. This is a film.
Yeah, I know.
This is a comedy film.
You'd think after, he's had 3 attempts. He's like, right, screw this. I'm just going to get a hitman because clearly I'm not very good at this.
Well, that's what
I'm
happened.
not a murderer myself.
No.
Keep failing.
So what do you think he tried the third time though, Chris?
So we've gone with lurking.
Yeah, that was the first attempt. Lurking.
We've had lurking.
Overdosing.
Yeah,
Poisoning.
Yeah.
Suffocation.
No breathing, don't give a f if I cut my arm bleeding.
He's going to do something to the car or something.
Blow up the car.
No, as in tamper with it. That would be a bit extreme. That tends to give it away that something's been afoot.
The third time he planned to break the mercury thermometer in the car, hoping that the mercury poisoning would kill them.
Oh, that's a bit.
But apparently,
stab the dog.
well, he wishes. But apparently, he got cold feet and ended up searching for a professional.
Because he
hitman
couldn't
instead.
tell what the temperature was.
Oh, we bring all the jokes here.
So it's just that he wanted money.
He wanted inheritance money. Can you imagine posing for your own death photos like that?
That would be weird.
God, yes, I get the prosthetics.
Yeah.
Get the prosthetics out. We're gonna fake a knife slit.
I'd be like, yeah, you can take a picture, but can you be like above
Yeah.
so like you can't see the 2 chins?
Can you hold your head so you're blue in the face?
My dad is a terrible actor, and the thought going through my head is he would be so bad when they're trying to take that picture. Like they would be like,
He would.
they'd be like, right, Mickey, could you just lay there or whatever? And he's like, blah. I don't want to be an arsehole. And this is a weird thing to gloat about.
It's always a positive way to start a sentence. I don't want to be an arsehole,
It's
but
I'm not a racist, but
It's funny, I start all of my sentences like that. I think I could kill my parents on the first attempt.
but
and he's coming for you.
it's quite a weird
Parents of
boast,
towers.
isn't it?
I said it was a weird glow, but I don't think I could fuck up this amount of times.
Yeah, but
This dude's a dickhead. He's an idiot.
yeah, but you've got to get away with it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not part of the deal. At the moment, it's just, can you kill them? He can't even do it. Like, that whole poisoning the tea and the dad going, like, you can imagine him, like, going to drink it and and he just goes, it smells funny, no, and just throws it in his face. Woo!
Breast milk contains a lot of nutrients and vitamins to help a baby grow during its first few months. Sure, there are baby formulas that non-lactating parents can use, but breast milk is by far the superior option. That's an opinion.
That's facts.
That's the thing that annoys him the most about everything.
is an
That's just an
opinion.
opinion, so...
Like 50 years ago, like fine, but like we've moved on to such a point. People eat like food supplements.
Yeah, but
Like
it's a
fitness
natural,
people. Huel.
it's a completely
Have you
natural
seen-
thing.
Yeah,
so-
like Huel. This is that
I've seen Huel.
Huel,
Yeah.
and it's called. And it's like a food replacement. You can live off that stuff.
We
so
get
Get fuck giving that to your baby though. Like,
we know what's
and
in breast milk.
breastfeed.
You can just whack all that into formula.
Absolutely not. Nothing more natural than being a woman and breastfeeding.
Raffaella Lamprou has
spot on.
found that her milkshakes certainly do bring the boys to the yard after discovering a huge online market.
She's selling her breast milk is a milkshake.
The young mum from Cyprus gave birth to son Angelo last year and found she was producing more breast milk than a 7-month-old could drink. Instead of chucking it down the drain,
It was
It's up against the walls.
Can you imagine she's just got buckets of it? I can't shift it. I've got buckets of it.
start
Turn it into
making
cream.
start making cheese out of it.
Yeah.
Instead of chucking it down the drain or storing it for later, Miss Lamprou has found bodybuilders crave the liquid to help them grow muscle. Some people would think drinking breast milk as an adult is pretty disgusting.
No.
Whatever the case, it does spark a lot of questions. At first, Raffaella was selling it to mums who couldn't naturally produce breast milk, but then men started approaching her for the product.
Fetish.
They don't mention names, do they?
She's since produced a whopping 500 litres since
Go on,
embarking
girl.
on her little exporting franchise and has raked in about £4,500.
God, her tits must look like spaniel's ears. Sucked dry.
Yeah.
saddlebags over the shoulder. But it does it, doesn't it? It
The wells
literally
run dry.
sucks you dry.
It does suck you dry, yeah.
No, but if there is still a demand,
Yeah.
then you will continually produce milk.
Yes, that's true, yeah.
So that she's just
You could keep going.
literally milking herself.
Yeah.
That is it.
To be fair, right, if there was like an apocalypse or, the world goes to shit, I would get a girl pregnant with her consent, of course. And then
It's not gonna be me, Tom.
keep her. You would then go, look, just keep giving that milk because we're gonna need that. Like,
Keep going.
women would be our cows.
Oh dear.
We would right. That is feminist level. All right.
you found yourself going down a road there, didn't you?
Yeah, and you didn't even
couldn't
stop.
pull
You
back
just went
from.
with it. So women are your cows.
This is why we don't have
Suck
women.
us dry and we're your cows. Tom.
Right.
This is why we don't have women on the show.
Yeah, I can blooming well see why.
Because she says, I have no idea what they do with it, but they tell me they consume it. Well, then you do know what they do with it.
Yeah, they
in
do.
I
Egypt.
don't know, but
Wouldn't it be weird though if they were like just pouring it on their dicks and just wanking off to it? Because she's like, I don't know what they do, and they're like, oh, you don't want to know? Yeah, we're drinking it.
fuck knows what you get up to in your spare time.
Oh, I ordered breast milk online and then went to it.
It was a bit strange at first giving breast milk to a guy with fetishes, but as long as it is
Whoa.
just that and not asked to show any part of my body, I don't mind.
Could you read that again with less emotion, please?
So I was a bit confused because it was a really odd sentence.
Okay, when you're in a relationship, a boy finds a woman's breasts a sexual thing.
Yes.
But actually, once you start breastfeeding, they're all here for a purpose. So men love boobs to wank, but actually we're there to be milked for our sort of babies.
So
But
we're
then
back to
men
women being cows
Yeah,
again.
but men sort of then start seeing the act of breastfeeding as a sexual act. Like, oh, why'd she do that?
I
Why'd
see
she
what you
get her
mean.
boobs out?
It's a little
And it's
Freudian.
Really, really bad.
Yeah, I think...
It's a little Freudian.
Yeah.
I mean, there probably are bodybuilders that are probably doing it for the nutrients, but there also probably are weirdos out there that are also
Yeah.
buying it, not mention any names. I hope they don't in the article.
Breast milk not only contains more calories than your standard brew, but it also has growth hormones. However, there's doubt whether you can actually get any bodybuilding benefit from it.
I wasn't
Breastfed.
breastfed.
Not at all, straight on the bottle.
Well, because I think my sister was lactose intolerant, and then I think they tried
was
it
an
very
assumption.
briefly with me, and then they were like, just don't do it.
Explains a lot.
That's why I didn't grow. That's why I'm such a
Yeah.
little lad.
That's why you've got stunted facial hair.
Which I reckon it is. I reckon it's a good valid point.
There was someone in Covent Garden that was making breast milk ice cream.
Oh,
Yes.
I saw, yeah.
They got shut down though, didn't they? For health reasons.
Because
Really.
Yeah. It was health and safety.
can't imagine there's a lot of rules and regs regarding the consumption of breast milk.
Would Maddie, now I can't say this because although I have breasts, I'm never gonna milk.
Aim for the stars, Tom.
What if you could milk though?
Oh, I would be making
You'd be
milkshakes
milking
all
it,
day. Oh, I would be milking it.
Right.
Would you ever consider selling breast milk?
No, I'd never consider selling my own breast milk.
Why? Because just
Got
going
better things
through-
to do with your life?
Yeah, I don't want to be sat there pumping all day for profit. I said to my boyfriend Ben, I said, when we have kids, let's do it when I can have a boob job, because I want to breastfeed, but then I don't want to be left with just skin. So I want to be able to afford getting them pumped back up again,
Oh wait,
Well, then
a minute.
maybe you
Oh,
need to sell some breast milk, get a bit of extra cash coming in,
and then get it.
and then get your boob
Yeah, I
job.
think they'd be shocked to shit though, to be honest.
Walking-
There'd be no going back.
The surgeon's
milking
like,
myself
no.
for 5 litres.
Nah.
Woo! Saturday morning saw the tragic news that Italian footballer Davide Astori, captain of Fiorentina and a defender for the Italian national team, had tragically passed away at the age of just 31. Sadly, his death has had unexpected and slightly grim consequences among the FIFA gaming community, many of whom are already looking to cash in on Astori's sad demise. So there's a system called the FIFA Ultimate Team, or the FUT.
Yeah.
FUT, where you can, which you can use to create your own team of world-class stars.
How's it going, guys? Now today, I'm going to be opening some packs on FIFA 17.
FUT system lets you trade players. It's a horrible word, isn't it?
Fuck it.
Yeah.
The
You want
ultimate,
Yeah. Do you want a FUT?
the ultimate team system lets you trade players in the form of cards, which you can buy from other FIFA gamers at a maximum price of 10,000 in-game coins.
Were they called in-game? 'Cause it's not.
So it's
very-
like
But
an
you
in-game currency.
Yes,
but you can buy them.
You can. I don't think you can buy currency, but I think you can buy cards, packs of cards to use in the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, because he's died, his card in the game is very rare because he won't be in it anymore.
Yeah.
So people are now trying to sell off that card for top dollar as much as they can. Thankfully, many FIFA players are not at all happy with this, taking to Twitter to call it a disrespect to the player and his family so soon after his passing.
This story, came from the day of.
Others called for EA Sports, the makers of FIFA, to make Astori's cards untradeable or create a special card in his honour to stop people making
nice.
coins. When Ryan Mason had his head injury, played for Hull, he fractured his skull, collapsed skull,
Yeah.
and was out for a year. So, and then I think the same day again,
The
people
card,
were
people were
trying to
selling
buy
it.
that card.
Sorry, you've lost me.
We lost Maddie.
I'm not
She's
interested
dumb.
in being put back into this.
No,
You
no,
two
that's
battle it
fine.
out.
So is it right that they can cash in on somebody's death?
I'm back in the game.
Would you cash in on someone's death? Can you blame? I was gonna say, don't blame the players, blame the game, which is actually really relevant to this in a sense.
Yeah.
But can you blame players?
They should
for-
step in, and they should step in when something like this happens. EA, makers of games.
Yes, yeah.
And do something. And like, all right, we're kind of just going to freeze this card. This card can no longer be traded.
Yeah.
The day of 9/11, a man
Yes, we spoke about this,
trademarked a load. I can't remember specifically what it was, but it was.
Wasn't it 9/11?
It was like 9/11 trade. He just put in a load of. He bought a load of websites centered around that because he knew it would make money.
We discussed it on the show, and I kind of said, well,
Because Tom's an arse.
no, I'm not an arse, but
I just
someone
think it's
would
wrong.
do it.
I just think it's wrong. No, but I hate that excuse. Oh, someone's going to do it. It's just like, no,
Someone would
why
do
can't
it.
you just be...
You'll just not be the one to do it.
Just don't be a
do it.
cop. There were people still alive in the rubble when this man was trying to cash in on this.
Oh God, yeah, it's true, but it's the same of you don't make obviously you don't make a joke about a tragedy that's happened so soon, but then you can eventually down the line. It's like, well,
Yeah,
at what
because-
point does it
because
become
feelings-
okay? And by the time it's okay,
Yeah, but I
you've
don't
lost
like
that money making
But
opportunity.
I don't like that as an excuse to just jump in two-footed straight away.
It's the whole system of trademarking, not allowing other people to use certain things. I don't think you're necessarily keen on that as it is anyway. Am I right? Or
No, I'm a massive lefty, so
well, yeah.
no.
Whereas for me, I'm like, well, definitely someone would do it. There is no law against it. And
But ethically, there's no law
Even
to
if
say
I
that
can't,
Bradley
yeah.
Wiggins can't bend the rules a bit with this alleged drugs.
There is laws though. You can't dope and
No, but
drive.
they've bent. But just because it's not illegal or
I get it's morally wrong.
ethically,
Wrong. It's moral,
ethically,
it's
it's still
moral,
wrong.
isn't
Have some ethics, have some morals. Don't cash in on people's misfortune.
But whether you like it or not is not whether it should be done or not.
But we should be looking down on people that do these things.
But I don't think anyone's looking at the 9/11 guy and going, "God, what a guy." Like I'm not
Probably
saying
looking at,
that.
"Oh my
I'm not
God,
saying
he
what a
cashed in,
guy.
got
I
loads of
just
money."
hate what money does to people.
That's a really weird comment coming from the guy that's wearing the Monopoly hat.
Aside from this, Fiorentina have now decided to basically give Davide Astori a lifetime contract, which will just be paid to his wife and his
And
child,
his child, I think he's got a daughter. I think.
which is
yeah.
a really nice thing to do.
It's lovely. Yeah, it's really nice.
If you let us cash in on your husband's death.
Well, okay, so that's also what I was going to say. Actually, you raise a point because cynically as
but
well.
that's looking after
hold-
a bereaved wife and
fine,
child.
but cynically as well, you could say
Also
they're
be
going to
making money off that probably.
the shirts. They are going to sell a lot of his shirts. to commemorate him.
Maybe
Money.
they'll use that to fund this contract to.
They will, and without a doubt they will.
Profit.
They will also, I imagine, profit from some of that. And I'm
sure
not
there
saying
will be.
like I still think it's a lovely gesture, and I'm not crapping on Fiorentina.
Oh, yeah,
I think
definitely love
I think it's absolutely
100%
amazing.
Great.
But yeah, they will still
there is an
produce
element,
shirts.
isn't it?
Yeah, and that is partly the same. Because what if the guy who trademarked the 9/11 thing gave a lot of percentage to the victims of 9/11 or survivors and whatnot?
And what percent is that? 0. 0's a percent.
What about
Yeah.
50%?
I'd be all right with that. I think.
Oh, there we go. There's always the.
hope
He
that
didn't.
happens.
He didn't.
No, he didn't. But if
No.
he did, I would be more okay with it because at least you're making some money from it. But you're also
Yeah.
I also heard he
Helping
punched
others.
babies as well. So like that's another ethical dilemma.
punchbabies.com. I wonder if that.
I bet that is a
God, I have
website.
to check now. Oh, some nasty stuff appears on Urban Dictionary.
Oh, what a shot!
I want to see if punchbabies.com is a thing. If
Bloody
not,
hope not.
This is how we
if
spend
not,
our
it's
time.
mine. Have some ethics, have some morals. Don't cash in on people's misfortune.
If you like this, then please do subscribe. Give us all the likes, all the thumbs up. These two are desperate to have lots of followers. So get online. That sounds shit at the end. Get online.
Yeah,
Get
like,
online.
whatever.
Sound like
Maddie-
your gran.
Thumbs,
Maddie,
get
they're
online.
already online. They have to be watching
Yeah.
this.
All right, we'll just cut that in bit off.
Just-
Well, I've had a lovely time as
Good.
the guest. Bursting for a wee though. You've had me on the sofa for quite a while.
That's true, we have done.
So
And you've got through your tinny.
Yeah, just the one. No, I'm done. So I'm gonna go to the toilet then.
Oh, she's really going to go to the toilet while we're still recording.
Wants to go. Fine.
She's gone.
Just left.
She's gone. Thanks, Maddie.
Really.